It's the 2023 IdahoSports.com State Volleyball Tournament Preview Special. We are breaking down the Class 2A State Tournament. This is taking place at Lakeland High School in Rathdrum. Brandon Baney with Lynnsie Togiai-Ah Fook. She is our volleyball expert here at IdahoSports.com. Lynnsie, thank you for breaking down this 2A bracket with us. Let's get right into it. The number one overall seed in this bracket is Cole Valley Christian. They will play the number 8 seed Declo. Declo was actually the champion from District 4, but because it's a 2-team district, it's really hard for them to finish anywhere besides 7 or 8 in the seedings. And then above them is a really intriguing first-round matchup. Number 4, Melba. Number 5, Nampa Christian. So 3 teams all from the same conference, all on that top half of the bracket. Then at the bottom half, we have number 2 Kellogg against number 7 Firth, and then number 3 Malad and number 6 Bear Lake, and they are district rivals meeting right away in the first round also. So first thing that jumps out to you, Lynnsie, when you look at this bracket.
Well, this bracket is funny, just because so many familiar faces are all going to have to play each other right away. And I think it's kind of interesting too that Melba is a higher. I just think that a lot of people maybe thought that with them being defending champs and also with the way they finished out. That one I wasn't quite sure about.
Yeah, and this is really the first time where I can't give you a good answer. We talked about, why isn't Skyview number 1 in 4A, right, or why isn't Snake River number 1 in 3A? And you could make cases. I really don't have a case for this because when you look just head to head, Melba beat Cole Valley twice in the regular season, and then they beat them for the district championship also. I really don't know.
And for it to be 1 and 4, that I don't
yeah,
I didn't really. But again, and watching those teams play as well, I don't feel like that was right. I mean, I've watched their film. I haven't yet seen them play live, but I mean, I saw those last games played, and that's why I'm like that they got number 1. How?
and again, we're not.
It's just a number.
Right. And we're not saying Cole Valley's so bad. We're just saying Melba's good. Like Melba should, at least Melba should be higher than 4. I think we can all agree on that.
It just doesn't make sense, right? Not to take away from any team. Right. You worked your way here, you earned it, you're on there, this is it. There's no argument. It's just a little bit puzzling. And I think that, again, these numbers actually don't matter. Again, you made it here, you're here. Now let's see.
The numbers only matter to us to talk about. That's all it is. Okay, so let me ask you as a player, what did you prefer? Did you prefer facing a team you'd already seen 3 or 4 times at state, or did you like the thrill of playing a new opponent?
I think when it finally came down to state championships that I was in, it was usually a familiar face, which, I mean, it's going to happen because, good teams you're going to make your way there. Right. So we faced, Bonneville twice in 2 state championships while I was in high school, and then Rigby, which we played 3 or 4 times in the season back when they were 4A. So, I mean, it really isn't like, have you faced them yet? It's how your team has progressed. So.
That's so wise. Yes. And I would expect nothing less from a Pauline Theros coached player. Of course, Lynnsie played at Century High School back in the day when the Diamondbacks were rocking and rolling. Okay, let's talk about, so we've got 3 teams all from District 3 on the top half of that bracket. And then it's like Declo is the one member of the family that's a distant cousin, but is that the family reunion?
It's like, oh, we don't really know how they play, but again, that's not what it's about, because every team can show up differently on any given day. But I think, just looking at that, it is also strange that they're all 3 on the same side of the bracket. And again, who has control of that? Nobody, but it's just a little bit strange.
Yeah, it's just kind of interesting to see how it all worked out. We went to Max Preps to get away from teams from the same conference playing each other, and so often it just works out to where, oh yeah, you're playing someone pretty well, including Malad on the bottom. So last year at state, Lynnsie, they had to play West Side right away in the first round, their district rival, and they had all these epic battles throughout the season, and now they're doing the same thing but it's Bear Lake this year instead of West Side. So this is an interesting first round matchup also.
Yeah, again, familiar face, but that's just keep focusing on your team and how you guys can improve. But I have had the opportunity to see Malad live, and they look like a good squad. They have the seniors leading them. They have powerful outsides. And they won their district. Again, that's not to say who's going to show up that day, because again, you can't overlook anybody or overthink it. But I do think that they have a good shot of making it to the championship. Malad.
Definitely. I really like this Malad team. And last year, Malad beat West Side in the first round, but then lost to West Side in the fourth place match. And so Malad's hoping for a different story this year. Of course, Melba won the championship over West Side last year. Well, West Side's gone. They didn't make it this year. So there's going to be a new team in the top three. And then Ryrie, who took third last year, also did not make it to state. The two teams that made it to state from Ryrie's district are, we saw on the bottom there, Firth. They came in as the district champions from District 6. And I want to give a special shout out to a team that's not here at state, Salmon. Salmon had such an amazing regular season, and they're a school that doesn't have a ton of volleyball tradition recently, and they were so fun to watch. They were the regular season champions. They fell just a little short against Firth in the district championship, and then they fell just a little bit short to Bear Lake in their state play-in match. But I wanted to give a special shout out to Salmon as well. What a great year they had.
Right. It's tough, right? I mean, there's a lot of teams that actually aren't competing. So that's another reason for all of these players and teams to be grateful and, proud of this so far. But again, grateful mostly because there are teams that some would say should be here, but don't get a chance. So.
And we are going to talk about that in our 1A D1 preview. I know exactly what you're saying, Lynnsie. Okay, let's look at this bracket. Give me a dark horse team.
Okay.
That you think is capable of going on a deep run. And this in terms of the seeds is pretty wide open. So I'll give you the board here. Give me a team that's on your radar.
I was going to say, I feel like this bracket is also really evenly matched as well. So it's hard to really, the numbers don't really match up. I think, okay, a dark horse. Well, I'm going to go with Firth. Just because, to come out and win on Ryrie, that's Ryrie's been good for a long time. And I've seen Ryrie play. They always have a good program, and where Firth has been a little bit more inconsistent as far as volleyball goes, they've always had some good athletes though. And so for them to finally overcome that and win in the volleyball realm, I think that's good on them. They just got to keep pushing.
Yeah, so Firth outlasted Ryrie. They outlasted North Fremont, who was a good team this year. They outlasted Salmon, like we talked about, the regular season champs. So Firth is definitely battle tested. I love that pick. I will go with, I think Kellogg as a 2 seed just isn't getting a lot of publicity right now.
Right.
I think the Wildcats are really good. They won a tough district over St. Mary's. St. Mary's has kind of been the premier power from the north in 2A volleyball, and Kellogg went toe-to-toe and beat them in the district championship. And the Wildcats have a lot of good underrated athletes. So I think Kellogg, it's weird that I'm picking a number 2 seed as my dark horse, but I don't think they're getting much love. So.
Right. And I think, again, these ones are a 2A is like really wide open, I think, as far as similarities and things like that. It's really close again. I guess we've said that about probably every division this year, but it's really tight.
For sure. Let's look at our 2A players to watch. We picked one from each team, just a starting point discussion wise, but there's 5, 6, 7 girls from all these teams we could have highlighted. But here we go. Emmy Sharp from Bear Lake, Carly Clark of Coal Valley Christian, Ellie Erickson from Declo, Daytona Folkman from Firth. I feel like she's been there for like 10 years. She's been playing since basically day one. Maddie Cheney from Kellogg, Hallie Horsley from Malad, Ella Stosich from Melba, great passer, and then Alyssa Gregory from Nampa Christian. Who are you most excited to watch this weekend, Lynnsie?
Oh, again, another great list of names in front of me. I'm gonna go with Ella. Is it Stosich? I don't know how to say her name,
Stosich.
Okay. I think that, with her team last year, she was a little bit under the radar as far as, they had some really good players last year and they had to fill some big shoes this year. So it'll be exciting to see her do that.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Hallie Horsley's a great player for Malad. Alyssa Gregory, dynamite athlete for Nampa Christian. I'm most excited to see Ellie Erickson from Declo.
Okay.
Declo's another team that doesn't come in with much, fanfare. They play in just a 3-team district.
Right.
But I really think Ellie Erickson's a good athlete. And I think right away, they're going to get the number 1 seed coming out of the gates. So good luck to the Hornets there. But it is time to make our championship predictions, Lynnsie. As you look at this 2A bracket, what is your championship matchup and who do you have winning it all?
Oh, geez. I think that it's going to be Melba and Malad in the championship. And, I think it's going to be tight, but I think that Melba can do it again.
Okay, you like Melba to repeat. I like it. I'm going to go with Melba as well, but in a weird twist because they're starting on the same side of the bracket. I'm going to go with an all-district 3 final, Melba and Coal Valley Christian, number 1 overall seed. And we'll see, is this the time that Coal Valley can finally break through and knock off Melba, or will the Mustangs reign again? I will say that Melba wins again, but I would love to be wrong, Coal Valley fans.
I mean, right? We just want to see a good match. So good luck, girls.
It'll be a lot of fun for sure. This is the 2A state volleyball tournament taking place at Lakeland High School in Rathdrum on Friday and Saturday. Lynnsie, thanks for breaking down this 2A bracket with us.
Thank you.